Oh, hello everyone. I haven't even had a chance to do the intro, which I'll get back to you in a minute. But Matt done his first cast. We just cast out. I was setting up the camera to do the intro. He had a run and he's got his first fish here. A nice halibut. It looks, we'll give it a quick way, but it's an easy double figure. First cast. Well done, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it in a minute. Yeah, I haven't even done an intro, which I'll do in a minute. But yeah, first cast hours out with Matt on Sandviberget Pier. And what I'll do is in a minute, once Matt gets that sorted, we'll have a quick look at it. And then I'll do an intro. I'll give you a quick rundown where we are fishing. Obviously we're in Norway. But then I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, great start, first cast for Matt. On the foam rattle rig, which I'll talk you through again. The rig I designed. Matt's just getting it out now, but yeah. Absolutely great first cast, and I'll talk you through all about Sandviberget Pier, the best areas to fish on your best state of the tide. So if you come out there, then you'll know. But I'll get back to you now when Matt sorts that out. Here's Matt with his first cast. I haven't even time to set the camera up, have I, Matt? We had a bit of a snow blizzard when we first got here, and then Matt cast out over to the left hand side of the pier, and we just had a quick wade. It's just under £10. But obviously in January you can't keep the halibut, so we're not going to keep it out too long. Get one photo with it now, which we'll take off the GoPro when we get it back. Yeah. Well done, Matt.
Thank you. Pop it in the net and get it in.
Yeah.
Let's get a quick photo if you can. Get anything into the water.
As you can see now, Matt's just releasing it now. We're using the drop net. We don't want to drop it from it tight.
And there you go. The current's taking it under the...
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today you join me out in one of my second favourite place in the world, Norway. As you've seen, I didn't even have time to set the camera up. We had a bit of a snow blizzard, so I was waiting for that to blow over. Matt cast it out. On his first cast, he had a halibut. It was just under double figures, but we managed, you seen, to release it with using the drop net, and that went off lovely. Today, we're up in Sandviberget, one of my favourite halibut marks to fish. But what I'll do today is now I'll run you through how I guide up here, and how when I come up here and fishing, the best places to fish in here, the best states of the tide. And cross fingers, the weather stays like this, because it was a right blizzard this morning. But this time, as you know, I always come out and I'm just mainly guiding now, because obviously I'm waiting for that operation, which I'm going to have when I get back. But I promised the veterans that I'd come out here and guide them. So I'm just going to be mainly filming them. I will try and put one rod in there, which we'll go on to in a minute. I'll bring Matt in. We've had a right drama getting out here. Obviously, it happens all the time with Norwegian Air. I've been to my 30th trip out here now, and 7 times we haven't had our rods. We arrived in Trondheim, our baggage came through, but unfortunately our rods are in Gatwick. We've contacted the company, Norwegian Air, which is a right long story, about 2 hours. Matt's been on the phone to them, trying to get our rods out here. But unfortunately they told us they're not going to come till Tuesday, and it's Friday now, so that's unacceptable. But I've spoken to my old friend Phil Dale and Paul Leapy, who are down in Skarskendet, and they're going to drop us up some rods just to keep us going until we get some rods. But that's a quick intro now. Lovely backdrop. What I'll do is now I'll quickly run you through the rods, which are quite funny what we're using now. I can't believe Matt caught an halibut on that rod, which we'll go through in a minute. But after that, we'll have a quick chat with Matt. We'll have a quick chat with the boys who are out there. The other group is fishing another location. And then we'll show you what the rods we're actually using. And then after that, then we'll take you through the baiting up. I'll take you the location where we are in Norway, Sandviberget. And then I'll take you through how I fish the pier, the top marks on the pier, the top baits, top tides. And then cross fingers, when you come out here, you can have a great trip. All right, I've got Matt on camera now. You've seen Matt on the channel before, but you normally had his little boy Wilbur with him. We had the right ordeal coming out here, haven't we?
That has not been a great experience, has it?
No.
And as you said earlier, you know, a little ways, every time we come out here, someone loses their rods.
Yeah.
You know, I've been, 4 times now.
Yeah.
And 3 out of the 4 times, someone in the group has lost it. And the 4th time, if we hadn't kicked up a fuss when we spotted it going on the other end, we wouldn't have had the rods either. So whether it's Gatwick baggage handlers or Norwegian airline, I don't know.
Yeah, but believe it or not, what Matt will talk about, we actually told the people when we were booking them in, look, we need to make sure these go through. One of our party, Danny, he actually went with the rod tubes, with the baggage angler, watched them all getting scanned, put on a pallet and getting ready to go on the plane, and they still didn't get on it.
Yeah, he couldn't go any further through the baggage system, could he? He
No.
got it as far as we could, all 7 of them together.
Yeah.
And it's not like something you leave lying around in the corner and forget about. You know, these things are best part of 8 foot long and
it's crazy.
20 centimetres in diameter, each one of them with a rod rest on it.
But the thing is, it's happening all the time now, isn't it? And you pay good money to come out here. You know, the veterans come out here every year, and something happens every year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and they save a lot of the boys. Obviously, are veterans. Some of them are not working. They save up their money all throughout the year to come out on this trip, and now no one's got rods.
Yeah, it's the time, isn't it? You know, I can afford 1 week a year because full-time work and like you guys.
Yeah.
And to lose that week, it's not just the money value; it's the access to the experience, and it's frustrating. I don't know what we can do about it.
But it's quite funny. I know we're all military, but we did have a chuckle this morning. We went in Elskin, the lodge we use is amazing. Well, he said, I got rods in the garage. We went in there, and some of them didn't have eyes. We bastardized them. We'll take a look at them now. I've never even seen some of them. Trying to cast a whole mini mackerel, Matt, just now. It was hilarious. I think the rod bent from butt to tip, didn't it?
Yeah, you can watch it in your left eye and your rod tips in your right eye. Just wraps all the way around you.
Yeah. But I know we'll have a chuckle about it, but we'll have a way to a Norwegian air. But we'll get on with it. Everyone's got a rod each now. But the saving grace, you've seen me before talking about it. Whenever I come out here, I always take the Tronics Pro travel rod, the 6-piece one. I've used it out there loads, caught double figure cod, but I did put that in my bag. So, if that does ever happen, always, I recommend the Tronics Pro travel rod or any travel rod. Put it in your whole luggage. Otherwise, it could happen to you. You come out there with no rod, but at least you got, the travel rod there, and you can fish until it comes.
And have a reel as well. Rod and a reel have a complete setup with you. And while we always put our lead weights in with our rod tubes, spread your lead weights across your bags.
Just put 2 or 3 in your bag, innit?
Yeah, we've probably fallen foul in the past by putting all our fishing gear in one bag. If you lose that bag, you're screwed.
Yeah.
But I think what's done us this time is the fact that all 7 rod tubes didn't come through.
No.
We often bring sort of 3 rods out with us,
of course.
fish 2. So if someone doesn't have a rod, we can normally backfill, can't we? This is what we haven't been able to do this time. So
well, on a good note though, first cast halibut.
Very nice. Yeah. It didn't run hard though, did it? We thought it was a cod developing.
Yeah, cod or a small halibut, didn't it?
After about that second run, it's got to be a halibut.
Yeah.
Cod don't generally do that. And that third run, it was weak, but then you just lift into it and it took that pop up.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, but we said, I told Matt, this is the time we normally get them, which we'll talk about in a minute. And we're talking about the left-hand side of the pier is the hot spot, and I'll tell you why. And that's why whenever I come out here guiding, I always alternate it. Someone will fish on the left one day, the next day someone different will fish in it, because all the fish tend to come from here. And I try, you in the night you get cod all the way along here, but the halibut seem to come on the left hand side, and I'll explain why in a minute. But yeah,
and the pollock. Tell them about the pollock.
Yeah, I was trying to get bait because obviously the fresh bait's always good, and I dropped down a little slow jig to see if I could catch some bait for the boys. And I ended up hooking into a double figure pollock on I think it was a 2-ounce speed jig, but that was quite funny when it wrapped me around all the pier legs and everything. But
like a proper run around, didn't it?
Yeah, but that broke me off then. But so what I'll do is now I'll leave Matt get back to baiting up now, and then I'll take you through. Well, I'm not going to take you through the rods because I don't even know what rods they are, to tell you the truth. I know a Beastmaster, which I've never heard of before, but I think half of it's a Beastmaster, but I don't know what the top half is. It's quite funny. But we'll deal with it and overcome it, and cross fingers, Leapy can bring some rods up to us this afternoon, and then we can get some good fishing done. But after that now, what I'll do is I'll set the camera up. I'm going to try and put the drone up so you can have a look at Sandviberget Pier and the setup, and then I can talk you through the best parts on here to fish. Area on the pier, best tides. You can come on here, so when you come out here you can utilise the best time for the halibut. Right, as you just seen, I flew the drone over, so you had a bit of an aerial view of Sandviberget Pier. Probably one of the famous and the best productive halibut market. You always get some good ones off here every season. As you can see, it'll be to your left, to my right. That, where Matt is standing, that is the best corner for the halibut. That is the hot spot. You do get the odd one across here, but that is where they come from. In the night, you can fish all the way along the pier. The only thing I would recommend, on the left hand side of the pier, if you come, there's a ferry which does come out, and he does try and miss your lines, but sometimes he does cut you off. So I try and keep any guests away from the left hand corner. But what I do use on the left hand corner, take people less shadding, especially in the dark. It's really good for shadding because the ground is a little bit rougher over there compared to the right hand side. Right, the area of Sandviberget, a lot of people think it's fish are passing through. They're not. Tell you who's good, who's probably a really good experience, the same as, and I think of the same thought as me, is billy fishing, I think it is. And what it is, the set out for Sandviberget. So what it is, as you can see, there'll be a boat coming through here. You've got 50 metres of water to the left where Matt is. You can see Matt in the background. And then it comes up to a plateau here, which comes up to 15 metres of water. And then over here, then it drops off to another 50 metres of water, but a little bit of rougher ground. So what it is, the best time to fish here is normally, I find, an hour either side of low water. So what it does is then you've got a tremendous amount of bait fish. If you look over the side now, or if I drop the camera down there are thousands of cold fish, about half a pound to a pound. So what happens is, once the water drops, obviously it concentrates all the bait fish on this plateau, and just before low water you get a right push of water through. So what the halibut do then, they come out to the deeper water and they just come up onto the top of the plateau or the ledge, and they just feed. And that's when I think it's easier for them, and they haven't got such a vast amount of water and all the bait have concentrated. And when you get that push of water through, I think it disorientates the bait fish and the halibut just pick them off. So top tip when you come here, I normally try and fish 2 hours either over low water. But if you come down here in darkness, you want to target the big whiting and the big cod, which you can get off here. And you can get a nice haddock off here. Generally, a day a year, I'd say normally 2 hours before high water and 2 hours after water, when the tide's flowing through, they come in here. And it can be really good fishing in darkness here, which I'll bring the boys back down later. So that's a rundown of the area. And you can see the boat just went through then. I think that's one of the herring boats. There were herring boats in there earlier on netting, so we know there are herring in the area. And we did stick some feathers out, but we didn't have any. But I think the boys who were fishing over to the mark over there, I just gave them a ring and said, chuck out the herring feathers to see if they can pick them up. Right, we're going to keep on fishing now, and cross fingers this afternoon we can get some decent rods. But what it is, we can just make the best of it. But yeah, that's the lowdown on the area. And what I'll do is, each different area we go through throughout the week. I'll film the boys fishing, and then I'll take you through the process of the area we're going to be fishing in. And then I'll take you through the best baits of it, best times and all that. So if you do want to come up to Sandviberget Pier, you'll have a good understanding of the area and best times to fish and when not to fish and that. But yeah, we'll crack on now and see if we can get another halibut for you.
So, Taff's asked me to go through the rig that we are using at, and the one that I just caught the halibut on. So this is a rig which actually Taff invented and developed himself. It's called the pop-up rattle rig. So what we have here is a bit of high density foam. It's got to be high density foam because you don't want it getting saturated by water because it won't work. Inside it we have a little glass bead which has some ball bearings in it, which you may be able to hear when it moves, rattles, and we've got a little bit of additional buoyancy there, some further pop-ups. We've got a circle hook at the top end, so it's a classic Pennell rig, and looks like these are size 6s by the looks of them, and then just a standard J hook at the bottom, as you can see the whole thing there. And it works very well. So how are we going to bait it up? Well, we're going to use Mr. Herring. And remember, what we want to do with this, we want to make sure it comes up in the water. So if the fish is too dense, too much weight there inside it with the fish, it will just sink onto the bottom and won't have the effect we want. So What we're going to do is take out some of the weight, some of the bulk of this, and then wrap the fish around what hopefully will pop it up. So fairly simple things on this. So what we're going to do, we're going to, with our herring, have the tail off, and generally what we do is take the head off. I cut it through the gills because then it gives a nice bit of scent coming out there, but it also makes it fly a bit better through the air. So take your knife and open it up. So I open up from literally from head through to tail. Herring can be quite squishy actually. Mackerel I prefer personally. So once you've got that, then you can sort of open it up like so. So like you're sort of spatchcocking it as such. What we'll do is then get our J-hook, wrap it inside it, and just sort of work itself around it, and then standard with our bait elastic, start wrapping it up. You actually get through quite a bit of this, and I don't find it generally puts them off. Fortunately, the bait elastic I got from Temu was rather fine, so I have to use a lot of it, but for out here I would suggest you get a thicker bait elastic of some sort. So keep wrapping that so that gets it nicely presented, and there we go. Slide your J hook down, sorry, your circle hook down, whip it through like so. And some people whip the circle hook around on the line, but there we go. So we've got that's all essentially there. It will now hopefully pop up. Probably the heavier bit is in my left hand, so it'll sit like that in the water, or hopefully horizontally as much as you can get, and then we get the fish comes up and then takes it from that one. But that should fly out quite nicely. You can trim it, you can make it a bit more streamlined, but actually that's not bad. But don't make the bait too bulky in fish, so take some of the guts out of it, take some of the bone out, some of the meat out of it to make it lighter.
All right, you join me now in the evening. You've seen us in the daytime, and I fished with I spent most of the morning with the first group. We went back, we had a bit of lunch. We seen us catching a halibut. We had a few small codling and that, but the weather proper came in and it was proper slow sweeping across the jetty, so I didn't get the camera out for most of it. We went back, we had a bit of food, and the other group has gone to a different mark now, but now I've jumped in with the other group, and we've come back to Sandviberget Pier. So I'm done with Dan, Geordie and Riley. It's fishing quite well at the moment. I'm only now setting the cameras up. We've had quite a few big whiting. We've had a few nice cod. Riley dropped the cod when we had trying to lift it up. The issue we got is we've only got one drop net, and the other group have got it because they're fishing on a higher mark. But if we do have a big fish, what we can do is we can walk it around to there, but we were a bit lazy and we tried to handball it up. But it's quite steady at the moment. There's quite a few fish coming in, so what I'll do is I'll just work along when the boys have the fish, and I'll turn the camera onto them. It's warmed up a lot now. It was in the minuses this morning, but we had a little bit of a rain, believe it or not. It was snow, then it went to sleet, then we had a bit of rain, and it's +4 at the moment, so it's quite comfortable. But the boys are doing quite well. The tide now is just starting to ebb, which is the best time for this mark, for the big cod and that. There are a lot of white in here at the moment. They're averaging between 2 and 4 pound, the boys are having them. So now, obviously, the sleet has stopped, so I got the camera out and cross fingers now. I can work along the boys when they get in fish, and we can and film them getting them in. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely now. The stars are out. Hopefully we can get the northern lights. You into a fish, Dan? All right, we'll quickly stop me there now because Danny's into a fish and we're going to have a look what he's got. Yeah, I stopped you in and I turned the lights around now and I run over. I hope you can get it. Can you shine your torch on your rod, Dan? As you can see, as we spoke about, we've all got rods which I think came from a jumble sale, but the boys are doing their best with them. Phil Dale from Scarscondep, my old friend, he's managed to source us rods tomorrow, so the boys will all have new rods tomorrow, but they're doing their best with these ones. As you can see, I think Danny's into another big whiting.
Either that or another blackmouth dogfish.
Yeah. I've never seen one of them before because it's quite shallow. Yeah. That are a big white in here at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. It's that one that Riley had.
Yeah. But that's normally good then. What you find here is when the whiting are feeding on top of this plateau, you get the big cod then chasing them, like anything else, is predatory. But the only issue is sometimes when the whiting are 4 or 5 pound, the cod will find it hard to get them in. You right? That's a cold fish. Let me hand him up a few, Dan. I'm going to go out the camera for a minute. Walk back, Dan. That's a lovely cold fish, Dan. Yeah, we thought there was a nice whiting, but it's a cracking little cold fish.
Yeah.
Oh.
4 pounds?
Yeah, 4 or 5 pound. That was a good fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, cold fish go really well out here. And believe it or not, we'll probably keep that for the lodge owner because the locals, they don't like cod, but they love cold fish, don't they?
Yep, absolutely love them.
Yeah, he's bleeding as well, isn't he? Yeah, he's bleeding. So we'll take him for the table and we give him to Tove or Elskin, who owns the lodge, because they love him, don't they?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, as you can see, we're into the fish here and I'll work my way down the line now as and when the boys are catching fish. Oh, Danny's already just put that cold fish back and he gave me a nod and he's got a lovely fish. I hope we can shine our red torches on it. That's taking drag, that is, and going down tide. Cross fingers, Danny's into another nice fish. He's there. Danny slacklined you as well twice. Oh, the fishing's is fishing quite well at the moment, the pier. He's there, Dan.
Oh, no way have I missed that. He took line about 3 times.
He's still there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still there.
You got him? As you can see, the issue we got is the rod's struggling. Well done, Dan. Need to get it in before this trawler comes past now. All right?
Yeah. It's going well. I think I just lost him.
No, he's still there.
No.
That's a big cold fish. That is a big one.
How are we going to get this up?
What we'll do is we walk underneath that rod, Dan.
Do us a favour.
So hang on, wait there. I go under. Yeah, what we're going to do is now we're going to walk in right the way round and then I'll jump down by there and I'll go and grab him for Danny. We got a lovely cold fish he has. Yeah, it looks like we've got a shoal of cold fish coming through now. I'll watch Danny walk around now and I'll go and land it for him. Oh, as you've seen then, looks like we've got a shoal of cold fish through. We looked at that one now, it's just under 7 pound. But yeah, it was a cracking fight that was, Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah, bit risky getting up. That's handball up in the end.
Yeah.
Riley was going to go down, but the trawler come past. It was a bit dangerous with the wake of the ship, or the trawler, to go down on the rocks. And
yeah, lovely fish, man.
Yeah. It's
great fighting fish, isn't it? Cold fish.
Oh, yeah.
Really good, isn't it? That was a brilliant fight then, that was. So what we're going to do is now that Danny's going to keep that again for the owner of the lodge because they love him. But yeah, that's one after the other. That wasn't great fishing, man.
Brilliant.
Yeah, herring, was it? Yeah. Herring on the foam pop rattle rig. What we find with the cold fish is, like obviously you see me using the rattle rig and obviously the boys today, it's just popping it up in the water and the cold fish are just sitting above it. And I think the whiting are on the bottom and then the cold fish are just above them, feeding on them.
Yeah, so like literally a strip of foam, half a herring that, and then where you caught a massive great with mussel, which was about the size of a house brick. I kid you not, I've never seen a mussel the size of that before in my life. But yeah, so ripped a bit of that on it. Just to,
But yeah, what I'll do is now I'll let Danny sort that fish out over there and dispose of him. But yeah, this fishing's really good at the moment. I know Geordie's he's just fishing massive baits and run Riley's there, but cross fingers they can get into some of the fish again now. But yeah, I'll get back to you if we have any more fish. Yeah, apologies then, I couldn't film Geordie because we were up there and Danny had that cold fish and then Geordie was reeling it in. It's all kicking off here at the moment. It's practically a fisher chuck with Geordie with a nice little, that's a good condition cod, isn't it? Nice eating.
Nice and clean it is,
Yeah, welcome Geordie to the channel. You enjoying?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
It's great fishing bait at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, most of the boys are catching a fisher chuck. The issue we are still having are the whiting, but in between the whiting we are having a better stamp of fish.
Yeah, it's belly, it's feeding as well. Its belly's full.
Yeah.
Nice chunky cod, that is nice and clean.
Yeah, the cod at the moment which we're having here are averaging between £3 to £5. I know Danny's got a couple of nice cold fish, but they're all averaging that stamp. I think it's just plucking through these now and getting to the bigger ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done, Geordie.
Yeah.
But I'll let Geordie take care of that now, and I will keep on filming the next fish that comes in.
Yeah.
It's fishing really well in the pier now. You've got Riley's into the codling. We've got Riley along. He's come along with the veterans. His dad was coming along and one of the boys was ill, so he couldn't come. So Riley's come on short notice. I think Geordie's into a fish as well. Leave a bit of slack, Geordie. It's only sand out there. Well done, Dan. You got him, George? Is it out? Just leave him have a bit of slack. We'll sort it now, George. Just leave him have a bit of slack, George. Looks like Riley's into another nice fish. What is it, Dan?
Fish on it. Fish on it, well.
Just leave him on slack, George. He'll swim out well. Don't panic, Riley. With Danny handling them in up now. Oh, as you just seen it now, it's a lovely fight. Riley's biggest cod at the moment, £8.15.
£8.7.
£8.7, sorry. Lovely fish.
We're just talking about we need a bigger cod and
Yeah.
biggest one of
Yeah, we haven't had any double figure ones or massive ones, but it's been steady, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a lot of fish, a lot of whiting, a lot of codling between £3 and £4, but it's been quite steady. Cold fish. It's been pretty good fishing. Not many casts we're not getting a fishing. But it's coming to the end of the session in a minute. We're going to have one more cast each, the boys are, and then they'll pack away. I'll come to an extra, and then I'll get the boys back up to the lodge. So I think you want to have a beer, don't you? Yeah. And then what we'll do is then we'll be back out tomorrow. This group then will be fishing on here for a halibut, and I'll take the other group then over to a different mark, and they'll be trying for a halibut, and I'll try and jump in between the groups then to do a bit of filming. But yeah, well done, Riley.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I'm happy with that.
Well, I'll let Riley sort that one out now. I think that's coming back to Southampton with him.
Well, it ain't a lot, gonna say a lot. It's deep books. So.
No, I know. But yes, cheers. Oh, well, the boys now have got their last cast out now, and then they're going to pack away. If they have anything massive, I'll get back to you. But it's been a brilliant day. We had the target achieved. I know it wasn't a massive halibut, but the boys, had an halibut. On the other mark, they caught a lot of cod in that, and obviously the group swapped round. The other boys are doing really well on the cod, haddock and whiting. And then we come here, and I'd say the boys must have had 20 to 30 fish each. Nothing massive, but steady, you know, all the codling between 3 to 6 pound. Some nice cold fish mixed in it, some really big whiting. But it's been thoroughly enjoyable day, and it's great to just sit back and film the boys. It's a bit heartbreaking that they're not actually fishing, but it's just nice, you know, to take them through everything and get them on the fish. That's the main thing. But yeah, tomorrow now, like we spoke about, Danny and I were going to be on here trying for a halibut, so I'll nip over here and try and do a bit of filming. The other boys are going to take them to another mark, which normally produces halibut, so we can go over there and see them, and I'll try and jump in between them. And then in the evening, then we'll go to 2 different marks as well, and to see if we can get a nice big cod for them. But yeah, first day, thoroughly enjoyable. Not overly cold. We did have a couple of blizzards coming through, and then we had a bit of sleet and rain and that. But that's Norway, you know, you have so many weathers in one day. It's crazy. But yeah, absolutely amazing. So what I'll do is now I'll sign out. I'm gonna pack away all my camera kit and that. And then if the boys do have anything massive on their last cast, I'll film it. But if they don't, I'll see you tomorrow.